Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really taking a magnifying glass to the first four issues of Comic Republic's epic series, Uhuru.
Yeah.
We're not just going to summarize the plot. Our mission really is to unpack the core themes, trace those, deep cultural roots, and look at the narrative momentum it builds incredibly quickly.
Absolutely. And it's important to state up front, all our insights, everything we discuss, it's drawn directly from the official Comic Republic source material. No outside interpretation.
That's a good point.
We're diving into a universe that's, well, complex right from the start. It's centered on African mythology, set in a world recovering from a self-inflicted dark age.
And the comics are very clear. This wasn't some random natural event.
No, not at all.
It was devastation brought on entirely by mankind.
Yeah.
Negligence, over-industrialization, ecological sins,
The
the works.
massive fires, acid rain, a total environmental collapse foretold on the Great Wall of Records. It's quite stark.
It is. But what grabs you, I think, is that the story doesn't just wallow in that darkness. It's fundamentally driven by resilience, by hope, even against those odds.
And that hope is crucial because the opposition, well, it's formidable. We meet the Black Cauldron,
Ah, yes, the villains.
described as essentially fascist, fanatic zealots. They didn't just survive the collapse, they seemed to be actively profiting from it, demanding absolute control.
They preach this idea of a golden age of Dark Uhuru, right? Like the destruction was somehow necessary.
Exactly, a twisted purification narrative. And their demands are chilling. They want tribute, specifically gifted ones.
Children with special abilities, seen purely as resources to be exploited by this regime.
Precisely, which sets up this core ideological conflict. The Black Cauldron relies on something called the Dark Root.
Which seems like a corrupted form of power. Quick, destructive.
Very much so. Rooted in hate, destruction. It's a stark contrast to the heroes who draw on ancient knowledge, inherited powers, these gifts.
Gifts that seem to demand balance, respect for nature, wisdom, all the things mankind apparently forgot.
That very distinction, corruption versus balance, it fuels everything. We first see this world through the eyes of two children in issue 1, Toma and Ellie.
Right, Toma. He's the hopeful one, isn't he? Clinging to the legend of the Windriders.
Yes. Even when you have cynical older figures like Adama dismissing it all as just myths, stories.
It's a classic setup, hope versus cynicism.
And it works.
Yeah.
His hope gets tested almost immediately when these vicious creatures, the Horde, attack. They serve the Black Cauldron.
And Toma tries to defend Ellie with just a stick.
Yeah. Futile, of course, but incredibly brave. It signals the kind of spirit we're dealing with.
And then issue 2 delivers. The actual Windriders arrive. I found their composition fascinating.
Me too. It's like nature itself assembled a response team,
Yeah.
Each member represents something fundamental.
Rotunda with Earth Power's terra firma, stability.
Sun Princess, Suma Fire and Light.
Bush Baby, Tiki, that raw, feral, almost primal power.
And Moon Sage, Haskin Maizua, commanding wind and tides. They feel like echoes, younger versions maybe, of heroes meant to fulfill this Uhuru prophecy.
This brings us nicely to the cultural grounding. It feels very specific, very deliberate.
It really does. The powers themselves feel tied to the world's trauma, don't they? The ecological disaster.
And the naming conventions, too. Moon Sage isn't just Rune Sage, he's Haskin Maizua.
Light of the Coming One. It literally frames him as central to the prophecy. His identity is the promise of the future.
And the visual details. Suma, the Sun Princess, using the kapinga.
That multi-bladed African throwing knife, yes.
Yeah.
It connects her power, fire, and light to very specific, localized ancient weaponry. It's not just generic fantasy.
And the way she carries Bush Baby.
Ah, that's such a powerful image, strapped to her back or waist, just like you'd see an African mother carrying her child. It anchors these almost godlike figures in something so real, so relatable.
It's a fantastic contrast to the Black Cauldron's brutality.
And then you have the elders, like Elder Econs. He's not just the jolly village elder stereotype.
No, he holds the knowledge, the ancient texts, the legends. He's the one who tells Toma that Ellie, she has dormant earth powers. She's gifted.
Which is, of course, terribly ironic. These gifts, meant to signal hope, are the very things that mark these children for capture.
The Black Cauldron needs them as tribute. But why? Is it just slave labor?
The sources suggest something more sinister. It seems they want to either assimilate the gifts, absorb that pure power into their dark root.
Or maybe breed more powerful followers, corrupt the potential from the start.
Possibly. The gifts represent pure energy, nascent power, and the fascists want to control it, own it, twist it.
Protecting these children becomes paramount. And that leads us into the truly harrowing events of issues 3 and 4.
Yes, the tone shifts here. The pace might slow slightly, but the emotional weight just skyrockets.
The siege of Ikoma, sister village to Ikoja, completely cut off, starving.
And desperately trying to protect a few known gifted children. Enzi, with water powers. Maui, fire. Tanada, rock.
You know it's going to end badly, given the Black Cauldron's introduction, but the execution of it is still shocking.
Especially with Commander Tai leading the siege. He embodies that fanatic cruelty. His rage isn't just about conquest, it's, well, almost theological.
How so?
He sees the villagers' firearms, their last defense, as abominations of smoke and fire. It's an ideological rejection.
Rejecting modern tech in favor of his mystic darkroot power.
Exactly. It's a clash between the cold modernity that perhaps caused the Dark Age and the corrupted ancient power Tai represents. He wants his pure way to dominate.
The tragedy unfolds quickly then. First, the execution of villagers trying to smuggle food, just pure ruthlessness to break their spirit.
And then Tai unleashes the Horde. The visuals here are terrifying. They don't just charge the walls.
No, they burst up from the ground, right through the village, bypassing the moat, impaling people like Enziwe. It's brutal.
Absolute carnage. And seeing this, the children Enzi, Maui, Tanada, they make this incredibly brave but ultimately tragic decision.
To fight back. Even though their protector, Mwanzo, pleads with them, tells them they need elder econs, they need training.
Their innocence is just sacrificed, thrown against this overwhelming force out of sheer necessity.
And it's not enough, is it? Against Tai, the master of the Darkroot.
Not even close. The sequence where Tai confronts them, it's hard to read. Mwanzo, Enzi's father, tries to shield them.
And Tai just incinerates him, slowly, makes an example of him.
But the Horde doesn't peak there, somehow. To punish the village's defiance, Tai orders the execution of the smaller, captured children.
And then he turns to Maui and Tanada.
And right in front of Enzi, he snaps their necks. Just like that. Coldly. Brutally.
That moment, that unbearable loss, the sheer grief, it breaks something in Enzi.
Completely. He erupts. But the power isn't. It's not like the others. It's this raw, corrupted, feral red power.
It's terrifying. Because you see the gift itself being twisted, tainted by trauma and rage.
It shows the true cost of this war, doesn't it? The very hope they were fighting for. Now broken, possibly corrupted by the enemy's actions. It's a direct consequence of Tai's cruelty.
And just as Tai, having killed Mwanzo, broken Enzi, just as he prepares to take the boy, probably for study.
That's when the Windriders finally arrive. And it's quite an entrance. Very strategic.
Moon Sage, the Haskin Maizua, he unleashes Iska Sahiri.
Which we learn isn't just a big gust of wind. It involves farsight, analyzing the battlefield.
And then a precise, powerful blast that just sweeps away all the Black Cauldron soldiers, all the Horde creatures. Gone.
Leaving Commander Tai standing alone, rooted to the spot. Isolated.
The tension is incredible. Suma and Bush Baby are furious. They want vengeance right then and there for the massacre.
Understandably. But Moon Sage hesitates. Why?
It's fascinating. It shows their philosophy, perhaps. The sage, despite seeming young, shows incredible strategic wisdom.
He acknowledges Tai's raw power, the dark root. But he doesn't meet rage with rage. He uses his superior arcane knowledge, the Iska Sihiri, to neutralize the threat, isolate the commander.
Proving that true strength isn't just brute force, it's discipline. Ancient knowledge.
Exactly. He warns Tai he'll pay, but he chooses strategy over immediate, bloody revenge. It's a profound difference, especially when you contrast it with the corrupted red power now boiling inside Enzi.
That thematic depth is really something. This story, while rooted in Nigerian culture, mythology, language, it speaks to universal themes, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We're looking at inherited trauma, the legacy of past mistakes, the insidious rise of fascist thinking, and that fundamental, painful need for hope, even when facing utter despair.
The core message seems to be about knowledge, understanding the past, your power, the world. That's the real shield.
And the strength required to protect the future, even at horrific cost. That seems central.
Which is why, to really feel the impact of this, the art, the emotion, you really have to read it. We've mapped out the story from issues 1 to 4.
But the visual storytelling, the sheer power in the artwork, that adds a whole other layer. You need to see it.
So We strongly encourage you, our listener, check out the Comic Republic website. It's www.thecomicrepublic.com.
It's very accessible, too.
It really is. For just $1, that's $1, or 1,000 if you're based in Nigeria, you can subscribe and get access to the full Uhuru series.
You get the complete narrative, the visuals.
Yeah.
You can experience the story as it was meant to be told, see the cultural details, feel the weight of the tragedy we've discussed.
It's truly worth it, a powerful experience. But okay, let's leave you with a final thought to chew on. A provocative one, maybe?
Go on.
The Windriders, they're still looking for their fifth member, right? Ocean Moses.
That's the legend, yes.
And the prophecy said the rise of the gifts would herald their return. Now think about Enzi. If he survived that carnage at Ikoma, what role does his power play now? That corrupted, rage-fueled red power.
Is he part of the prophecy? Or perversion of it?
Exactly. And who ultimately is Ocean Moses? The search for that missing piece, well, it continues. You'll have to read on to find out.